Hello to my Infused Theory Network. I wanted to pause for a few minutes and bring some best practices and some inspiration and some great tips to your business, whether you're a solo producer or you're a team leader. This doesn't matter what industry you're in. Are you a 1099 contractor? Are you in the real estate industry, insurance and investment industry, or a small business owner? So being in business for over 25 years has taught me a lot. It's taught me what to do, as equally it's taught me what not to do. Not only for my own best practices, but people that I've had the opportunity to work with that were multi-million-dollar earners and high-end influencers. So I want to share with you a few tips. What are 3 mistakes that I made early on in my career that as a business development coach, I'm hoping that I can help you not to do? The first one was doing everything myself, thinking that I could do it better, I could do it faster, and not really understanding the difference between being busy all day long versus being productive. And when you put all that responsibility on your shoulders, something's going to give out. You start to not create balance on everything that needs to get done. And I realized that I should do what I do best and outsource the rest. And where does my talent come into play? You know, how much money am I going to make when I am prospecting and presenting and closing that next opportunity versus sitting down and thinking about what do I want to post for the next hour on social media or doing data entry work. So do you understand your value in relation to time? And that if you concentrated on things that bring more profit and revenue to your business, you could take a tiny portion of that amount and outsource the rest to expert that can do parts of the business like technology and automation that actually might suck you into something for a long time or might not be the best use of what you bring to the table. The second mistake that I made was working in the business versus on the business. So when you don't have proper goal setting laid out, not things you think you want to do, not things, you said you want to do, but actually a vision board. And when we talk about goal setting, it's not about this is how many homes I want to sell or how much money I want to make or how many policies I want to place, whatever your products or services are. It's about what are the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly activities. What do I need to do at what time of the day? What time of the week? Is it a morning activity? Is it an afternoon activity? Is it a Tuesday activity? Is it a Friday activity? And how do I time block this so that I can do and run different parts of my business, whether it's producing, recruiting, retaining, developing people, working on my database, generating referrals, networking, etc. So do you take time to actually work on your business so that when you work in your business, you're creating things that are the foundations or systems and process of taking you to the next level and creating success, hopefully month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. The third mistake I made early on in my business was ignoring behavioral profiling. And that starts with you. That started with me. Understanding what is DISC. Unfortunately, I didn't learn that till I was later on in my business. But what is DISC? Am I a D, I, S, or C? So am I dominant, influence, steady, or conscientious? And what scale am I in? Am I a high D or a low D? Am I a high I or a low I? And what are the strengths that come with that? But equally, what are the setbacks? What are the weaknesses? Because at the end of the day, it's not about how you perceive you. It's about how others perceive you. And how can you adapt in order to better connect? Because everyone communicates, but not everybody connects. This impacts the people you lead. It impacts your team members. It impacts the prospect. It impacts the potential client, the referrals, etc. So when you understand what is behavioral profiling, and I'm an international DISC certified coach, when you understand that, you can now see how others like to be presented to, sold to, communicated with. And you cannot control others. You cannot control how your team leader acts, how that prospect might behave, or how that client thinks, but you can control you. And if you learn how to do that strategically, then you will most likely end up with a favorable outcome. Now, I also like to talk about 3 smart decisions that I made early on in my career, which allowed me to become a 6-figure earner after my first year in the business. And that I was 29 when I decided to go 100% commission. Being 46, still 100% commission, and I wouldn't want it anyway. So what were those 3 early on best applications? The first one was surrounding yourself with the right people. Do not attempt to be the biggest dog in the kennel. If you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. We've heard that before. So are you investing in yourself? What kind of friends, family, what kind of team do you belong to? How much do you invest time and money into getting the right coaching to learn from the best of the best? Smart business professionals know you shouldn't be reinventing the wheel all the time. You should take the foundation of what works and then enhance it. Think out of the box and take it to the next level. So early on, I was friends with people that were in my level. We might stop and have lunch together, but definitely no blind leading the blind. If I'm going to learn something, I want to learn from someone who's done it faster, better, stronger than me, so that I can have rapid ramp up when I make this vision a reality. The second best practice that I had early on in my career was a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency to implement things that I'm learning immediately. So hear this out. There's 3 kinds of people in this world. And people who know Miriam Habashi, people who've been coaching with me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. There's ones that make it happen. There's ones that watch things happen. And then there's the ones that wondered what the hell happened. They're in our family. They're amongst our friends. They're in our business. They're in our team. They're in our industry. But let's concentrate on you. And hopefully, in order for you to be a successful person, and when I say success, I mean influence, impact, and productivity. In order for that to happen, where is that sense of urgency to implement everything you're learning in order for you to then be able to step back, tweak, and then continue to press forward? So sense of urgency is huge. There's the people that don't get enough coaching and mentoring, and then there's the ones that all they do is go from one coach to another. I'm completely against that as well. When you keep going from one coach to another and what I call a forever student, you start to get mixed messages. You're now overwhelmed. One person says, do this. One person says, don't do this. And then what happens is you get analysis paralysis. And that's another conversation. Let's talk about the third thing that I did best in my career. And that is fail forward. Be fearless. Welcome challenges. Welcome objections. And each time learn from it to be a better leader, to be a better producer, and take the risks you need to take in business in order to fail forward and push your business forward. So hopefully I've fired you up. I've gotten you to think a little bit, tweak a little bit. I can't wait to connect with you. If we haven't connected yet, click on my link on my bio. Schedule your initial strategy session. Let's expand our network. When you're in my world, failure is not an option and succeeding is not a choice. I'm Miriam Habashi, founder of Infused Theory. Have yourself an awesome weekend, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you soon.